The Skateboard Watchtower movie review is brought to you by Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to
Skateboard Watchtower movie review.
Movie Review! And we are reviewing
Super 8, one of my favorite films.
Super 8.
This to me told me that people still appreciated films like The Goonies and, Stand By Me and films like that.
Super 8. Where's the name come from?
Super 8 cameras. The old Super 8 cameras.
And that's what I love about it, because it's got these kids, they want to shoot a movie. And it's based, I think, back in the 1970s.
Late 70s, early 80s.
Yeah, and I'm sitting there like, these kids are trying to make this movie, and things keep happening. And that's what I like about the little...
And they're inspired by George A. Romero with the zombie movies of that.
And everything get with the zombie in, with the makeup.
And I love the fact they're using techniques from the nail on the wall that's made out of rubber. And
But in some, I mean, that's what I love about the little fella who wrote it and was directing.
Yeah, I mean,
he's like, something happened. He's like, production value. And he's
trying to fit it in. And I mean,
yeah, so
and
production value.
And I love those films.
Production value. Speaking of production value, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we are sponsored by Game Store and More, Marion, North Carolina. Kind of forget sometimes, don't you?
Yeah, we get caught up into these things. Yeah. We try, and we're sorry, guys.
Yeah, so that's one thing I loved about the.
And I love those films where there's a movie within a movie.
I've never seen it, and you told me, have you seen Super 8? And I'm like, I don't think I have, because the only other movie I remember was the one with oh man, can't think of his name now. That's my memory. Francis Ford Coppola's nephew. You know who I'm talking about.
Oh, Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage.
8mm.
8mm. And I'm like,
no, this has nothing to do with
it. It's Super 8, you gotta watch it. So I did. I went and watched it. I gotta say, I had a blast with it. I mean, watching these little kids, it almost reminded me of
when you were a kid.
Yes, but the movies it reminded me of was Stand By Me, and I think one that's kind of forgotten.
It reminded me a lot of the Goonies. It reminded me a lot
not only with the Goonies, but it reminded me of the movie to where it just came out with their big. It was years ago, back in 1980, I think it came out. Monster Squad. Monster Squad. And I'm sitting there like,
Monster Squad.
I love Monster Squad.
And I mean
this is what it reminded me of, because these kids are trying to play this part off, and also.
Well, also you get a lot of.
I don't want to give it away, so.
Oh yeah, but you get a lot of E.T. You get a lot of Stand By Me, Goonies. Of course, Monster Squad, and those films of the 80s where kids were on a journey. They were literally.
And what has happened with today? Because you don't see it. I would love to see.
Well, that's the thing. I mean,
with that journey.
When you're that age, you have a group of friends.
Explore.
Yeah, you have a group of friends, and I mean, and it might have been 2 or 3, maybe even just one other person besides you, and you went on an adventure during the summertime. You went outside. You found places. You got into mischief, but it was clean mischief. It
was where nobody actually got hurt, but you was out exploring. You wanted to do stuff. Me and my little brother made some money. We had a little, you got the VHS thing, you know.
Yeah.
And it's hard. I mean, once you made it, that was it.
Well, with the Super 8, you had a reel that was exposed, and you could actually splice in your scenes, and that's what taught a lot of directors from childhood on up is cutting those old.
And that's something that I would love to see more.
Well, there's a behind-the-scenes piece to this where it talks about and shows some of the old home movies that these filmmakers made. And I love that. And when I first saw it, I heard about it through a friend of mine, and he says, it's on Netflix, watch it, you'll love it. I'm like, okay, you know, so I watched it on Netflix, I spent an afternoon, sat down, and I just... And also, it's a heartwarming story between a father and a son.
I was going to say, because you know, it's a heartbreak at first.
Yes,
but then it leads into that coming out of the heartbreak and releasing all that anger and all the stuff.
Yes.
It is a very good movie. It's not only just for adults to watch, but for children. Because it does help them to understand life a little bit.
And also, it's
a great movie.
It's also a good coming together between kids and adults together.
Oh yeah, and actually, because at the beginning you had the two.
Yeah,
you had adults got into it. You didn't understand why, so you let them figure it out.
And I want to say, the soundtrack is great.
The soundtrack was awesome.
The soundtrack was awesome. The production value, as far as you believe these kids were in the 1970s, early 80s, whatever the time period was. I think it was the late 70s. Mm-hmm. And I love the fact that they got the kids' vernacular down. They got the costuming down. They had even the Army vehicles.
The Air Force,
they looked like the period stuff. And
the train wreck and everything they did.
The train wreck
was awesome.
Do you know what inspired that? I'm a little side note here.
No, don't give it away. Don't give it away, because I don't want to get too much. Like I said, we're going to be living there.
It's not a spoiler, but it's based on The Greatest Show on Earth, the famous train wreck in The Greatest Show on Earth with Charlton Heston.
Yeah. It was, like I said, it was awesome.
Yes.
Because when you say how the train wreck ties in with what they're doing, you're like, production value.
And that's the thing, you get the illusion that these kids are just, you know, they're out, they're having fun filmmaking, and it was stuff that I was into at the time. Because, I mean, your main character is really that horror movie geek that we were at some point in our lives. And
some people still are.
Okay, but I mean, that's the thing. It's one of my favorite
It's a good movie. So
I think, and also, this is my view.
I love the collaboration. I love the collaboration between J.J. Abrams and Steven Spielberg on this very movie.
And what I want to say about this is I like J.J. Abrams as a director. He actually does things from the heart, and he does things that are great. This is an original. I got to say, though, I feel like he needs to stick more to his original stuff than he does going into other franchises and doing stuff. Because he did the Star Trek films, which I like them, but he does make, you know, I think his hands are tied. You can tell he's trying to do his thing, but also do what everybody else wants. And then also in Star Wars, when he did Force Awakens, he was kind of, you know, he had
but then you got big time. Well, you got Walt Disney and everything, and they have to have their control into it.
But then when he does things like Super 8 and that other one he did about the World War II guys and the vampires, that came out not long ago, that was something I would like to see. But his original stuff seems to be better. And I'm not trying to put him down as a director. He's a great director, and I would love to meet him and talk to him. But yeah,
just when he got his hands tied with something,
you can tell he's very stressed.
Super 8.
All right,
can you feel it? Can you smell it?
Popcorn value.
No, not the popcorn value, brother. No. Entertainment. 1 to 5 stars.
5. I'm gonna give it a 5. Solid 5. I mean, you're hooked from the first frame, from the beginning frame. I mean, and also this inspired, and I'm going out on a limb. This inspired Stranger Things. A little bit of this inspired Stranger Things.
I don't know, because I haven't heard anything about it, so, and I
I like Stranger Things.
So,
but anyways,
I haven't seen it, so I don't know. But I give it a 5 as well because I love the entertainment value as far as the kids, the storytelling. I mean, this the total great entertainment on.
It's a coming-of-age
leave
story.
It didn't. I don't know. It's just like one of those movies you sit down and you're hooked on it. And you don't want to. I don't care if you're dying of thirst. You don't want to get up and. I mean, you don't even want to put it on pause. You just want to watch it.
Yes, because it's eye candy.
Because it's
visual eye candy.
Building. It keeps building.
It's a building story and it's visual eye candy. Like I said, every frame is filled to the brim.
All right. So our next one is
accuracy.
Accuracy. How accuracy is it? Well, we don't judge it because I mean it's not actually based on anything. But I do love the time period that it's set in.
And they don't do anything political. They leave politics out of this. There's nothing political about it.
Just your usual.
So in that perspective, I'm going to give it a 5. Just on.
I got to give it 5 just because. Well, I mean, because like I said, the uniforms from the Air Force, the thing, there was some.
The bicycles, the bikes even were period.
Yeah, everything, the cars, the police cars.
The cameras, the costuming.
I loved it.
I mean, it was great. And
and it shows how, you know, how it used to be when you had to get your film developed.
Yeah,
you had to wait days.
Yes. I have not seen a film like this where it shows like, it's going to be about 8 or 10 days.
I think it said 3 days for a rush job.
Yeah, 3 days for a rush. And I love how naive they were to say, my camera's kind of broken. Is there any way of... like, dude, man, your best bet is just to buy another camera.
I mean, he was so dead set. I'm gonna go steal some money from my mom. I mean, it's just like he want to get it.
Yeah.
So yeah. So as far as I get a 5. So that's straight up 5 all the way across the board. Now for popcorn value, 1 through 20, man, for the total overall everything.
I give it a 20.
20. Oh, you gonna vote for me too?
Well, you said 1 to 20. I thought they were changing.
No, 1 to 10. 1 to 10. Everybody popcorn value of 20 with 20. But 1 to 10.
I'm gonna give it a 10.
I give it a high 10.
Yeah, because I haven't seen a film like this in a long time, and when I first saw it, I'm like, I've got to find it on DVD. Like I had to find a hard copy, and I've had.
After I got through watching, I just wanted to kick your butt for the simple fact that I was wanting to get up and grab something to snack on and everything, and I just couldn't get up. So
well, this is about. It's kind of the way Shutter Island is.
Yeah, it's twist and turn.
But it doesn't give you anything. It doesn't give you anything to kind of. You worry about these kids once they get started going into trying to find what they did. And I want to point out this fact. I'm glad they didn't portray the alien as the bad guy.
So they just give it away, dude. We didn't talk about anything in it until you just said that, man. Spoiler alert!
Spoiler alert.
Okay,
it's been out for a while.
We're going to call it. Go watch it. Go watch it. It's called Super 8. I want to make sure the line's not here. Oh, that's what we forgot was our light thingy. Okay, Super 8. No, the light that has come from the forward, buddy. I'm trying to teach them how to set up the set. Yeah, we're supposed to have a light here, one down here.
I think we're okay.
Super 8, it's there. Okay, we'll see it in the dark here in a few minutes. Yeah, but, all right, so for myself, Dael McCoy, Nick Rivas, Skateboard Watchtower,
movie reviews.
Movie review. We want to say love, peace, and chicken grease. We're out of here.